Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no. Really shared every single thing that we went through.
We do want to say something. I want to say to Tamar Braxton, you are still our sister. This is your 1000th episode.
Yes. I can't wait to make more memories with all of you.
Hi guys, it's Yoni and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the drama between Loni Love, Cookie Hill, Tamar Braxton, and Claudia Jordan. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, well, where does Claudia Jordan fit into all of this? Well, she decided to insert herself in the drama via Instagram. So I'm gonna get into that, but a lot of people are upset with Loni Love because they felt that she was showing fake love to Tamar Braxton during the Reel's 1000th episode celebration. They felt like it was fake love, and to be honest, I think people would have been upset if they didn't mention her. I think people would have been upset if they did. I think people just wanted to be upset. However, when it comes to my opinion, I feel that out of all the women up there, Loni Love should have been the last one mentioning Tamar Braxton for so many different reasons, because of the rumors, because of the recent allegations that have came out behind these emails that she was writing or sending to executive producers behind the show to get Tamar fired. It just didn't need to come from her. It came across very fake. So I understand why people are side-eyeing Loni like, girl, what are you doing? Out of all the women, it could have been Jeannie, it could have been Tamar, it could have been Amanda, it could have been Adrian. It just didn't need to be Loni Love, and it came across very fake, and it was almost like she couldn't help herself. She was antagonizing Tamar by mentioning her at all, knowing that she really doesn't F with her and they haven't really worked out their issues. So mentioning her just didn't make sense and didn't sit right with a lot of people. Claudia Jordan decided to come to Loni Love's defense via Instagram under the Jasmine brand account, and she wrote and said, a host can't get another host fired, y'all. And Tamar had a producer credit, so it was even more difficult. I think Loni Love is catching more heat than she deserves on this one, and people are just jumping on the bandwagon of hating Loni now. It takes a lot for a network to make that kind of move when the show is successful. I think if anyone got Tamar fired, it was Tamar herself. People giving Loni way too much credit for this because folks love a scandal, in my opinion. So then people started responding to Claudia Jordan. So Miss Tasha Baby wrote, "Thank you for speaking out. Every show Tamar is on, including the one with her own sisters, her behavior is obnoxious and disrespectful. Yet people still make excuses for her." Then Claudia responds by saying, "Exactly. Like, why is this shocking to anyone? All you have to do is watch one episode of her reality show and see she ain't the easiest to coexist with. I think it's better this way, keeping them separate, and at the end of the day, she's still a good singer and can always make good music, but difficulty playing nice and dealing with the others seems to be a problem for her. Loni ain't the executive producer, guys." Another commenter wrote, "Cookie Hill already came out and said Loni wanted Tamar off the show. Even if Loni didn't have the pull to get her fired, her heart and intentions were negative. So the whole fake toast, fake tears is what irks everybody. We all are aware it was the producers and network's ultimate decision, but Loni Love is a snake." Then another commenter said, "Girl, shut up and get you a hit show. You should mind your damn business. This wasn't your place to say anything. Then when Tamar comes for you, then you want to play victim." Let me tell you something. This comment section was lit, okay? So Loni Love comes in and responds to Claudia and says, "It would not have been right to show clips and not mention Tamar. I still stand by the Breakfast Club interview. Thanks, Claudia. You know how the industry is. So then there was another follow-up comment by another commenter saying, since you know so much about what Cookie Hill's Loni's friend and writer coming out saying that Loni showed her the message she was writing to the show, ? You can't just say Tamar is hard to work with even in her reality show when you know that reality shows are edited. It's hard to listen to your opinion when it comes to Tamar because you're still angry at her. When you were working on your radio station, all you did was bash her. So next, don't comment on anything concerning Tamar. Then this person went on to say, how are you going to say you stand by your Breakfast Club interview when you know there's new information that has came out since then? Cookie Hill already confirmed that you were writing the letters to the show and Cookie has no reason to lie and Claudia needs to shut the hell up. I'm sure you're wondering, how did this beef between Claudia and Tamar start? Where does this come from? Why are they beefing with each other? Well, the beef started back in 2012 when they were co-stars on the show Tiny Tonight. Now, Tiny Tonight premiered on VH1 and it ended up being a flop. The show mimicked The Real, but it just wasn't successful for whatever reason. It just was a huge flop. I don't know if TV wasn't ready for a talk show like that, or if it just really came down to the lack of creative direction. It just lacked diversity, maybe. I'm not really sure, but the show was a flop. But it's interesting because The Real started in 2013 and it ended up being very successful. So I'm not sure why Tiny Tonight was a flop. It could have been the fact that Tiny was the host. No shade to her, but you know, I'm just throwing that out there. That could have been a reason. However, this beef between Claudia Jordan and Tamar is really stupid, you guys. I mean, it comes down to them having a disagreement during the taping of the show about a first date. And basically, Claudia is saying that, or Claudia implied that Tamar was a gold digger because her typical first date idea would be getting in a jet. You know, getting in a jet, and Claudia didn't agree with that. She was like, that's not even realistic. And then they just really got into it from there. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what Claudia had to say during her Breakfast Club interview around that time when their beef was really, really fueling.
What's the relationship with you and Tamar?
I don't have one.
She hates you.
I know.
Why does she hate you?
I don't know. It's a one-sided beef. Before I did Tiny Tonight, I've never seen the Braxtons or whatever other show she had. I never even heard her music. I knew nothing about her except she's one of the sisters of Toni Braxton, okay? They told me that she's extra before the show. I'm like, cool, this should be fun.
Right.
She was cool the first day in rehearsal. She's like, you got flawless skin. I'm like, is that a bad thing? Like, my bad. And then, like, this first day to the second, like, the vibe just changed, like, tremendously.
They're saying that maybe she felt like you insinuated she was a gold digger.
Listen,
You think that's-
if
she
you
felt that
think
way?
by me saying I'm not a gold digger when I'm being attacked from all angles because my idea of a perfect first date is not necessarily getting in a private jet, which is
True.
so freaking unrealistic, and I say, hey, I'm not a gold digger, and you take offense to that, then you might want to take a look at yourself.
Have you told her congratulations on her pregnancy? Did you tweet it out? Hey, congrats.
No. I blocked her on all the social media.
Got you.
Because I don't want to be, she was talking about me on Twitter, I heard, so I don't want to be tempted to respond.
Right.
And so this way it's like, you know what, she can, if she wants to say whatever, that's fine. And I don't think she's doing that anymore, but she was. Yeah. I don't want to beef with any sisters on television. I'm trying to get away from that. Like, that's why I could have fired shots back on the show, but I'm like, look, there's enough girls out there that see us on TV acting ratchet. Like, can we have something where girls are proud of us as black women?
Even after the show was canceled, they still were beefing on Twitter when that episode aired about the whole first date disagreement. But this is how catty women can be. But I understand both of these women's plight, I guess, when it comes to this situation, because I get why Tamar feels the way that she feels when it comes to Claudia. It was almost like Claudia was being super judgmental because she just wanted and expected a certain type of lifestyle, and she wanted and expected a certain type of treatment when it comes to men and dates. Versus Claudia, you know, she's coming across as if she's self-righteous and she's a better woman because of it. And I understand why Tamar is upset. And now when I look back on some of the things that I have said within my videos or things that I have worded, even though with within myself, I'm not thinking I'm better. It just came across that way with my wording. So I understand why Claudia is in the hot seat, and I'm on Tamar's side, because sometimes when it comes to women, we can want different things, and that's okay. It doesn't make that woman a bad person. She just wants differently than you, and that is perfectly fine. However, when you are the next woman and you're coming across as self-righteous, like your way of living and your lifestyle is better, that's when it becomes an issue for other women. And that's why I understand Tamar when it comes to this situation. But back to Loni Love and Tamar. Honestly, when it comes to this situation, I said from the beginning, I didn't think that Loni Love was on code for Black people as a collective. Now, people were bashing me and they were saying that I was capping for Black men, but I always got there could only be one Black person in the room when it came to Loni Love. She has to outshine everyone. She has to be the only Black person in the room. So it was believable to me when her ex-friend / writer came out and said that she wanted to get Tamar fired because she wanted to be the only ghetto girl on the show. It was believable to me because of how she treated the plus size model, Liz Cross. You know, there can only be one when it comes to Loni. There can't be multiple. And time again, she keeps showing signs that she is not on code with Black people at all. And it wasn't about her feeling or talking about her feelings or experiences behind Black men. It was just a simple fact that I got vibes that she just was not for Black people at all.
Now, there's an interesting thing in terms of with Loni in competition, or people in her same space, if you will. One of the Braxton sisters ended up getting removed off the reel. People accused that it was Loni.
Yeah, well, she told me she was going to try to get her off the show. She said that she only wanted to be the only ghetto girl on the show, and she was trying to get rid of her off the show.
There are these text messages that are floating around on blog sites showing a screenshot of, I believe, Tamar getting a text message from someone saying that Loni is the reason that she was kicked off the show. So, and it says within these messages that Cookie told me. So this information has been out for some time now, and this is why Tamar doesn't really deal with Loni, and she doesn't really like Loni because she felt like she was snaked by her. Then also another thing that I want to point out, Loni Love mentioned during her Breakfast Club interview that she originally wanted her own show but ended up settling for the hit show The Real, and the producers were looking for a show, or was wanting to produce a show that showcased women of color, but Loni didn't want that. Loni wanted her own show, which makes the rumors and what Cookie Hill is saying more believable, because she never wanted to be on a show like The Real. She wanted her own show.
You got to understand something about me. I've been doing this for a long time. I had a production deal with a studio that actually said, let's develop a show for women of color. So
Yeah, you already were tied in.
So I was already tied in. But I had no type of tie-in as far as the casting, things like that. Because I wanted my own show. That's what I wanted. But the studio said, well, we are trying to do this show about women of color. So why don't you just sit in on the casting? I was like, okay.
Who do you believe? Do you believe Loni Love had nothing to do with the firing of Tamar Braxton? Or is it possible that Cookie Hill may be telling the truth behind what actually happened? Do you think that maybe Loni Love influenced the firing of Tamar from the show? Make sure you comment down below. And also, do you think that Claudia Jordan should have inserted herself in this drama, in this mess? I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you are notified for when I upload, and I'll catch you in my next one.